Alright, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another mystery unboxing. It seems like that's what I've been doing so far, unboxing videos. And on following that same trend, I have another mystery box over here, so I'm gonna unbox it today with you guys. Let's see what we have over here. This was supposed to come on 11th, but it came on 8th. So let's see what we have over here. It seems like it's well packaged, like the last time something similar appeared. And okay, as you guys can see, the box is in front of me. Again, I have ordered the black one. Of course, I always order black one. I never try any other colors, except once I only got the green iPhone, I think 11 Pro. That was the only one that I have ever used that was in a different color. Never have I used white, cream, any other color. So I've always used black. I have over here the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. As you can see on the top, it says Z Fold 5. We have some instructions on the behind, some numbers over here that I think are the IMEI number. This one is a 512 gigabyte model, and it was supposed to arrive on 11th August, but it came early, and we're gonna do the unboxing a little bit early. So let's start with unboxing. We have Samsung already started doing this. Earlier was just like you have like a clear plastic where you just have to cut it, but now you can just pull these items. So let's see. Okay, that's the first one. Let's see in the bottom. You have to do it on the opposite side, following the arrow. Okay, let's put it on the ground. Let's see. Okay, here you go, guys. So before we look at the device, let's see what we have. So we do have something over here, and that's just a box only, nothing else. So I think this comes with a cable and some instructions, and I think one yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go with all of these over here. So you have a cable, you have some books, instructions and whatnot. No one reads them, and I would prefer other materials instead of those reading materials over here, because I mean, what's the point? No one's gonna read it. That's just a waste of paper. So we don't have anything else. On over here we have the box. So let's see. We're gonna pull it out. This is the phone. As you can see from the previous model, the flash was down over here, so the base of the lens was a little bit longer and the flash was housed here. However, this time the flash is over here. Okay, we have nothing else on the box, so I'm gonna set it aside. So let's start. So we start from here. As you can see, small markers. This is pure black, as you can see from the side. Yep, let's see what we have. Okay, and there you go. Alright guys, here is the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. I have it on the opposite side. As you can see, the flash is over here. This one is the cover screen, and what we have is the inner screen over here. The crease, as you can see, is almost similar to the previous model. I don't think there's anything different on this one other than that the biggest change that they did, it seems like the phone is very thin. I can tell pretty much looking from the side that this one is a little bit thinner than the last one. And you have the camera for this inner screen over here. So let's try to close the phone. All right, there you go. Ooh, wow. This is what I wanted on the last one. As you can see, there's literally no gap. I mean, you can see a little bit gap, but that's far less than what we had before. This is much more flat, so the hinge mechanism is different on this one, so decided to upgrade the hinge mechanism so that this phone actually folds flat with no gap. And you will see that on the same on the Galaxy, I think, Z Flip 5 from top side. So we have what we have on physically. What we have the SIM tray on the front, which, to be honest, I hate. I don't know why Samsung did this. The SIM should have been on this side. The reason is, as you know, if you ever used a Z Fold before, you know that cases are very expensive. They're not cheaply made. Most of the time, getting a good case, you have to spend at least 60 to 80 bucks. And most of the time it comes in two pieces, so one on the back and one on the front. And the front one, which doesn't stay on the phone, properly, so what they added was some sort of materials to stick on it. So they have some sort of adhesive on the case. So if the SIM tray is over here, and if you want to take out the SIM, and if you're using a case, if you pull it out, that adhesive starts to get dust on it. Eventually you're gonna have to buy another case, because for a person like me, I switch my phones. And the reason I switch my phones is I don't like to stick with one phone all the time. I try to switch between different types of form factors. Sometimes I'm currently using the S23 Ultra, and I now have the Z Fold 4. I am returning my iPhone 14 Pro Max, I think the latest one, 14 Pro Max, because it doesn't have a SIM slot. It doesn't have a SIM slot. And switching SIM is a nightmare. I still want to physically get my SIM out from one phone and put it on another phone. The way I was doing, I was switching between iPhone and an Android phone, or most cases it was a Samsung phone. But when iPhone did that, I had trouble. I couldn't switch between phones, and that's something that I don't like. That is Apple's game. They want people to always use their phone, so they come up with this weird stuff. Eventually pushing people away, like this one. So I'm gonna use S23 Ultra side by side with this one, and I'm gonna return my iPhone 14 Pro Max. So let's open. Oh, wow, the hinge mechanism is really smooth. It's far smoother than the previous one. Oh, wow, barely any sound. You have the USB cable over here, the USB slot over here, microphone, speaker 1 and second speaker over here. You have some microphones over here as well. Over here you have the power button, which is also a fingerprint scanner, and you have the volume rocker over here, and then I think this is the 5G millimeter antenna band. I might be wrong on this one, but this is most of the time is the 5G antenna. Over side on this one, nothing. As you can see, it's very thin. So let's do a comparison between this one, the physical properties of the Z Fold 5 with the current S23 Ultra. Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick comparison. This is my S23 Ultra. I have a dbrand skin on it because I don't like scratches on the back, so I kept mine with the skin. Green one over here is my wife's, and that is my iPhone 13 Pro Ultra. So let's see. as you can see, it is even thinner. The body profile is actually thinner than the S23 Ultra. Of course, the S23 Ultra comes with an S Pen, and it has a zoom camera over here, which is a 10x zoom, and there's a like a 3x zoom, so it has like 5 camera areas on the back, which over here, sorry, not 5 cameras, it's 3 camera. I think these are the IR blasters are sensor over here. This one just comes with 3 camera, basic camera. I'm gonna go into details about all of these later. But this, I'm just looking at a side by side. Let's close it. Let's close and see, compare this with the other phones. Okay. Pretty thin, pretty thin. For a folding phone, this is pretty thin. And, it's not too big. The screen, for me, the screen size is okay. Some people complains about it being too narrow, but once you use it, bigger phone, narrow phone, it becomes normal. Yeah, I have no issues with that. So let's quickly compare with the iPhone over here. iPhone is a little bit heavier, and as you can see, similar over here size. This year iPhone 14 Pro Max was a good design. I loved how they darkened the side, the aluminium. I think stainless steel, not aluminium, but this used to be a lighter color on the side, so which I hated. But this year they made it darker. As you can see, there's no SIM slot on the phone, which I hated when they came out. At first, I thought I could use it, but the SIM switching was too crazy for me. So I wanted to switch between phones all the time. So right now, this is going to be my primary phone. I'm gonna return my iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is going to be my primary phone. I'm gonna do a separate video, regarding the softwares inside and the UI and the screen later. But here it is, the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 in all its glory.